and thanks for joining me. Normally, I like to bring you along on little travel adventures that I've been up to, but I also live in the real world, and sometimes I just have normal errands to run. So today, I thought I'd bring you along and check out some shops that I stopped into recently. We were back in the northwest of Turkey, and one interesting store my husband and I wanted to stop at was this Çaykur shop. Çaykur is a popular brand of tea here in Turkey, and it's actually owned by the Turkish government, oddly enough. You'll find Çaykur tea products at nearly every grocery store here, but I've never actually seen a Çaykur standalone store, so we thought it'd be fun to check it out. If you didn't already know, Turks love tea a lot. In fact, Turks drink more tea per capita than any other country, and I definitely believe that. You'll find people drinking tea in little glasses all over the place, and if you go to anyone's home, the first thing that they'll do is offer you some tea. It's a real addiction here. And I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of hot tea. I prefer iced, but I will usually accept a cup when I'm offered. However, my husband is constantly drinking tea, so he was very excited to see what was available. And of course, there was tea available to sample in the store, so he couldn't turn that down. This Çaykur store is apparently only one of a handful in Turkey, and they offered many varieties of teas that I haven't seen before, in lots of sizes and packaging, so if you're looking for something unique, it's a great place to check out. I don't usually pay attention to tea prices since I'm not buying any, but my husband compared prices and said that most of them here were about the same as the grocery store, or even a little bit less. We had another errand to run on this day, but this one wasn't for us, but for our dog Fig. In my opinion, Turkey has a surprisingly large amount of pet stores, considering that there aren't very many people who have house pets, but I suppose it must be more for those who take care of the street animals. This store was one of the larger ones that I've seen. Before leaving the US, we actually sold Fig's stroller because it was too big to fold up and fit in our suitcase. And I've been meaning to get one for a while because sometimes Fig is just lazy and she doesn't want to walk. Also, there are a lot of big stray dogs in Turkey, so I always have to remain vigilant when I'm walking with Fig, and having a stroller with would be really convenient if I need to quickly pick her up and place her in if we were ever around some other dogs and I wanted her to be safe. Luckily, this store had a few options available, and we chose one that was nearly identical to her old one. On another day, we had some errands to run in Istanbul. First, there were a few pieces of furniture that we wanted to check out for the new dacha house, so we stopped into Ikea. I never get tired of going to Ikea, but this time was especially fun because they had their holiday decorations up. Obviously, Christmas isn't celebrated much in Turkey, but there was definitely more than I was expecting, and not just in Ikea, but other places as well. My husband even commented that there are way more Christmas decorations now than he ever remembered in the past. Oftentimes in Turkey, you'll find holiday items labeled as New Year items, or Yeni Yıl as it's called in Turkish, instead of it being called Christmas. Maybe this is the more politically correct way of referring to this time of year, but either way, I'm a fan. I love Christmas, and I was afraid of missing out on the Christmas spirit if I wasn't exposed to as much of it as I am in the US, but I'm glad to see that it's not difficult to find. Luckily, Ikea had a few of the items in stock that we'd been eyeing up. We had a little dessert and tea at the Ikea cafeteria, which I want to note has a much better selection of food than the Ikeas in the US. And then we finally made our way through the rest of the store and picked up our goods for checkout. Next door to Ikea was a mall, and there was a Turkish book that my husband wanted to get for me, so we checked out one of the bookstores there, but they didn't have it in stock, so we'll have to order it online. He's trying to improve my Turkish, and after nearly a year in Turkey, I can say that my Turkish has improved only marginally. Of course, most of the time, I'm with my husband, and we always speak in English because that's just how we've always spoken, so I think improving my Turkish will be a great resolution to make for the new year. We also popped into one of my favorite Turkish stores called Pasha Bahçe, and I was delighted to see their festive items on display. I can never get enough of the holiday spirit. I hope you enjoyed just this little peek into more of the day-to-day stuff that I'm up to in Turkey. Not every day is a vacation, but I still hope it gives you a glimpse into life here. If you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!